Paul Scharner with me. Paul, thanks for joining us. You okay?
Yeah, thank you, Adam. Thank you very much having me on your broadcast. Everything is all right, and yeah, hello to everybody.
I'm sure it'll be a popular one. You was always a popular player when you was with us. You started your career at your local club, I believe.
Y-
Yeah.
Yes, actually, as everybody, I think, who started or is in football, you starting always in your own garden, and me too. Actually, I started in the garden of my parents' house. Actually, I destroyed plants, trees. Yeah, I conceded. Yeah, angry visions actually and sights from my parents. But anyway, I didn't got away from football from that time.
I'm sure you paid them back through the years.
Yes.
So what was it like playing for your local club?
Yeah, it was great. I signed when I was 7 and was there for 6, 7 years. And yeah, it was a great time, a very important time. Yeah, to learn the basics and get the basics and yeah, build up the focus on football.
You spent quite a few years there, 6 or 7 years, before you moved on to Polton. Is that how it's
Mhm.
pronounced?
Yes, St. Pölten. It's the capital city of Lower Austria. So it was quite a big move because in these days, St. Pölten played in the first Bundesliga in Austria. So it was actually a move to a professional club. And yeah, it was when I was 11, 12, I decided I want to try and I want to become a professional footballer. And this was actually no thinking about doing this move or not. It was for me totally clear, and my parents supported actually the way. Luckily enough, the club was having a van actually around the corner, picking up the best players. So also the traveling was quite yeah, supportive
Did you
from
have
the
to
club.
move away from home at that point?
Not at that time. I still lived at home. The driving was let's say 50 minutes one direction, so it was quite okay.
Yeah, so not too far away.
Yeah.
You then moved to Austria, Vienna. You'd have been 15, 16 when you moved there. How did that come
Yes,
about?
because St. Pölten got bankruptcy, so they couldn't get on actually. So I needed to move somewhere. Next step actually. And these days I got my first call up for under 15 national team. So it helped me actually to get interest from other clubs, and Austria Vienna was one of the club. And Austria Vienna is a yeah, historic club in Austria and one of the biggest in Austria. So was no doubt to actually consider to move there.
You had a few issues when you were there once you got into the first team. So you broke into the first team looking at this sort of 19, 20, were you, when you got into
Yeah,
the first team?
19, yeah, 19, yeah.
Yeah. You had a few issues when you got into the first team with the rituals of sort of inductions. Do you just tell us a little bit about that?
Yeah, it was quite normal in Austria to when you became a professional to get your first contract, then there is an initial ritual in Austria. It was very common at my time. At my time, actually, it was yeah, actually yeah, not nice. It's hardly to describe actually in English because I can't find the right words, but it was a tough time at that time actually. But anyway, my focus was so clear to stay in football and making a professional career actually that yeah, at least I could handle it.
It sounds like it's a little bit like the sort of induction sessions you hear about
Yes,
in American universities in sort of
yes, yes,
those
it's
those
correct.
groups.
It's
Yeah,
similar to that, yeah.
yeah. Is that something that still goes on in Austria?
No, I don't think so. It changed a lot actually because there was a scandal 3 or 4 years after my actually, and this was scandal. Yeah, it was scandalic. It's catastrophic, and then actually there was more public yeah, views on it, and that's why they stopped it then.
Mm, for the good, I think.
Yes.
Did it ever sour you on football? Did you ever think this isn't for me, or were you, as you say, just focused on you wanted to make a career?
Never, never. to be honest, never. Just at the end of the career actually, but we speak about later.
Yeah. I'm sure you got your own back on those individuals because you made 84 appearances for Austria
Yeah,
Vienna over 4 years. Tell us about the time there, the good times that you had.
a good time. Yeah, it was a quite of an interesting time. You know, we had an investor, Austrian Canadian, who took over in 1999, and he was a billionaire. And yeah, just a few facts. I had in 3.5 years on the professional stage, actually, I had 11 managers
Okay.
and
It's like being at Wigan.
75 colleagues.
Okay.
So nearly every half a year or a year, a new squad.
Yeah.
And it was quite a tough time for me because I was a homegrown Austrian Vienna player, to be honest.
Mm.
And yeah, it means for me that I needed to do always a restart when they change the teams. You know, then the new players get the chance. The new players didn't perform, and then yeah, the homegrown players got the chance, and that I took the chances actually. But at the end, yeah, of my time in Austria Vienna, yeah, I had a bit of a scandal because my former, also my manager there at that time, it was 2003-2004 season actually, was Jogi Löw. So the German World Cup winner,
Okay.
2014 manager.
Yeah. Right.
And actually, the summer before in the transfer window, I tried to move forward to Italy because I got interest from Udine and different other clubs actually. But the club didn't let me go. But they asked for a too high fee of me actually. And that's why I told Löwe Löw in the beginning that I want to move on, but it didn't happen. And then I came into the team, and after that, I had an agreement with him after a qualifier in the European Cup, in the UEFA Cup. I was not satisfied with my performance, and I told him I'm going out of the team, but I don't want to play the position anymore. So it was right wing, because I'm not a winger, and I dropped out of the team. Yeah, and we agreed something that I get the chance in the center of the midfield sometime. It doesn't matter how long it takes. I was focused on it to go through the stages actually. But then 3 weeks after the talk, there was a game against Graz, and we were losing at halftime 1-0. And he called me after the warm up and told me that I need to I come on the pitch after the halftime on the right position, also on the right wing position. And I said, no, not with me. So then we split it up. And then I needed to move forward to Austria Salzburg.
Yeah. Is that why you went out on loan from Austria Vienna because of the
No, the
position?
loan was before. This was interwetten.com. Was one of a cooperation club from Austria Vienna in the second tier, actually in
Right.
Austria. And I was loaned for 3 months or so. But I came back quite quick, actually. And after that, half a year after that, I made my debut in the national team.
Yeah, I was just going to say that whilst you was at Austria Vienna, you got into the 21s
Yes,
with Austria, and then you made your first team debut in 2002, going on to
against
make
Cameroon.
40
Yeah,
against
yeah,
Cameroon. Yeah, good memory.
against
Uh,
Cameroon. Yes.
going on to get 40 caps. What was it like to play for your country, and what are your sort of highlights of your time with the national team?
Yeah, at the beginning, a great honor, to be honest. It was always a dream of mine, but I think it's for any player and for any human player representing his country actually. The beginning was great, but yeah, as it developed, actually, it was a very difficult time in Austria, you know, because we got the nomination for the European Championship 2008, and yeah, they tried to build up a team actually, but it was very difficult with the managers. They were always changing the teams, and yeah, that's why to be honest, I have just 40 caps because I dropped out 2 times of playing for Austria, to be honest.
That must have been a tough decision to not play for
Definitely,
your national team.
especially in front of the European Championship 2008,
Mm.
because we had a really, really bad situation or a bad position, because we had no qualifiers, of course, because we were hosting nation. And then we had, yeah, a manager. He was just thinking about that we are at the tournament and that's enough. And that's not my motivation. You know, when I play a tournament, I want to achieve something. I know Austria is a small country, but yeah, it was not possible for me to change in. Yeah, I'm happy to be in the squad, and that's it. And that's why I dropped out, because I was one of 3 players who played abroad. It was and we were always blamed for the bad results and the bad performances. And one time in 2006, I said, "Hey, moment, come on, stop it. It's not our fault. It's our whole fault, because we are not doing enough for being successful in the European Championship."
Back to your club career then. So as you said, you left
Yeah,
Austria Vienna.
can I
Course
just
you can.
finish Austria Vienna, because
Course you can.
you mentioned the good times as well. Of course, I won the Austrian Championship 2002, 2003 season, the cup, so the FA Cup, the Austrian FA Cup, and yeah, it was quite a good start in the professional football, to be honest.
Good to hear. Champion of Austria, how did that feel?
Say again?
Champion of Austria, how did that feel to win the title?
Yeah, it's great, of course, because I was always playing for trophies. That was my biggest motivation, to be honest. And of course, it's a challenge when you're playing like when you're grown up in Austria. But at least I won a few trophies.
Absolutely. You moved on to Salzburg, as you said. Would that be considered a step up or down in Austria, or is it kind of level? Are they on the same wavelength as clubs?
Yeah, it was a step down, to be honest, but it was just a step getting away from Austria Vienna and moving on then to a next club, to be honest, because the situation with Austria Vienna, it was a bit difficult, because nobody knows a situation like that, and it was an unsure situation of I maybe how you say it. I dropped down my work somehow, you know, and the clubs who were interested in me, they were not sure how this situation will ending, you know, because there was a how you say it, because I say no to my work when I got asked, there was a
Yeah.
bit of an unsure situation. I don't know how to describe in English.
Yes, clubs didn't know how to take you because you'd said you don't want to play that position, you don't want to play. They didn't want to bring you in and you be
Yeah.
disruptive, shall we say?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay.
And that
Uh,
and Salzburg helped me to clear this situation.
yeah.
And then 8 months after I moved to Salzburg, I moved further to Norway to my first foreign club.
Yeah. So you made 18 appearances for Salzburg. So that was always seen as a stepping stone to
Yes,
the next
that, yeah,
move.
it's a
Yes.
transition period
Transition
actually.
period. Yeah.
Yes, yes. I got married at this year actually, 2004 in July. In May I got married with my wife.
Still with the wife, 2 beautiful
Yes,
children. Or
yes.
3 children have you got?
Five,
5. Oh, that's,
five, yeah.
there you go. Poor
5 boys.
research.
Yes.
And Paul Jr. plays for Austria as well, doesn't he?
Yes, yes. He is in Portugal at the moment. They have a friendly and training camp.
He's a goalkeeper, isn't he?
Yes, yes.
Yeah. So you didn't get those skills from yourself.
No, not for me. Maybe the playing style is quite similar on the field.
Uh, So you moved on from Salzburg, as you said, you got the move that you were looking for from that transition, and it was a move to Norway. What was
Yes.
it like to leave Austria, and did you always want to leave Austria at that point? Was that the plan?
Yes. My dream was always playing in the Premier League. And it's hardly to get there directly from Austria because Austrian market is not on the view of English football, to be honest, because it's a totally different playing style. So I decided I need to go further and nearer to this similar playing style league, to be honest.
Mm.
And the Scandinavian football was very scouted from the English football. And when I had the scandal with Austria Vienna, I got invited for a trial at Brambergen in December. So 2003 December, I had
Mm.
a trial there. And yeah, they were quite interested, but they couldn't afford it in January to buy me actually. But in summer, and it was really at the end of the transfer window, and on the 31st of August, I signed the contract for Brambergen. And yeah, the focus was totally go to Norway, presenting myself yeah in the window, in the playing window, in the football window, and yeah, get the step then to English football.
32 appearances while you
Yeah.
were over there in Norway. Um, what was it like moving from Austria to Norway and sort of cultural differences and the language? How did you settle in and find those differences?
I think it's always easier for the footballer itself, because you have your colleagues, you have your team. It was very hard for my family. We had our first child, Konstantin. He needed to move when he was 1, and it was quite hard also for my wife, of course. She was pregnant as well with our second, with Benny, and he was born in Norway then in April 2005. But it was a challenge, to be honest, for let's say for the family. For me, I was totally focused on performing well to get interest from the English football from the Premier League. We had a friendly in 2005 against Birmingham City. The Birmingham City was managed from Steve Bruce.
Mm.
So it was my first touch with Steve Bruce. And in 2005, we had also a national team game against England in Old Trafford. It was a qualifier, European qualifier, I think, and I did quite well. And from there on, we got in touch with Wigan Athletic.
I was at that match actually in Old Trafford, the England Austria match.
Yeah, we lost 1-0. I had not what's his name? Peter Crouch in my pocket. And Wigan Athletic was searching for a new centre back, to be
Yeah.
honest, because Aria Dessou and Steve Arshaw, they were a bit overaged. Sorry, Ari, and sorry, Steve, for that.
Yeah.
But on the
Uh,
other hand, also the step was yeah, it was a success, to be honest. Moving to Norway, 2004, I won the Norwegian FA Cup. And yeah, it was a really great experience because Bergen is a very special place, very, very great fans and supporters. Yeah, it was a great experience.
Must have had some deep pockets to have Peter Crouch in there.
Yes, 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 you're very.
The size of Peter Crouch. You get the move to Wigan, as you said. How did that come about? How did you find about the interest, and was there any doubts?
There was a big fight about me. It was Steve Bruce and Brenda Spencer, both of them. But because I remember, um, I'm, I did a research on Wigan Athletic, how the history was of Wigan Athletic and how they developed in the last 10 years, and I was quite impressed from the way from 1995 to 2005, how they
Mm.
developed and how they reached the target playing in the Premier League. And that's why, for me, I decided hey, it sounds like it's a similar way like my own career actually. Nobody expecting that Paul Scharner is gonna be a professional ever, to be honest, in my young days, actually, in my younger days. And that's impressed me. So I compared actually the way from Wigan to my way. And that's why in the beginning of December, I decided, hey, I want to move to Wigan Athletic. And yeah, we got in touch the first time. Personally, it was the 22nd of December, 2005.
Yeah, so just before the window would have opened in
Yes.
January.
Yeah. How you say? I was so excited that I got the interest and I got the chance to sign my first contract in a Premier League team. So yeah, it was there were a few funny situations there.
So you signed for us, and this iconic photo gets shared around after you'd signed of you stood in the local Asda doing some shopping in your what now famous coat. Um,
Yes.
did you expect that to go as viral as it did round Wigan?
This was my second signing, Adam. This
Oh, was it?
was
Sorry.
2013, to be honest, in February, when I came back for winning the FA Cup. But it quite looked similar, to be honest, because when you take the photo Jana big minus 40,
Yep.
this was actually in this year. It one of my first. I think it was the game against Arsenal for the League Cup
Yeah,
semifinals.
I think it might have
What
been.
I did was, of course, you mentioned my haircuts. Actually, I did this, and of course, I came with my bare fur coat actually, and impressed Brenda immediately.
Yeah, I did mention some of your haircuts. We'll come on to them in a moment. You mentioned the Arsenal Cup game there, which was, of course, your debut. You came off the bench and scored the goal that puts us 1-0 up in the tie. So Gary
Dili,
Teal
yeah,
puts a cross
nice
in,
cross from Dili, yeah,
and there you are
and
at the back
palm.
post. You can see the haircut there, as you say, the blue and white stripe
Yeah,
shaved into your head. So a great way to
yeah, great
introduce
memories.
yourself to the Wigan fans. You've been on the pitch about half an hour, I think, at that point.
Yeah.
Put us 1-0 up against Arsenal in the semi-final.
Yeah, I would say it was a great debut for myself.
Yeah, not a bad one.
You
Could have
couldn't
gone
you couldn't
worse.
ask for more, to be honest,
No.
because yeah, playing against Arsenal first and foremost is was great because was one of my favorite team in the Premier League, and yeah, scoring in the first game against them actually it was great.
Jimmy Bullard
Yes.
celebrating with you. He's obviously famous for that game. The lights go out. Jimmy
Yes.
Bullard is Jimmy Bullard. What was it like playing with a character like that? Had you come across a player like Jimmy in your career before that?
Not many, not many, but of course, what he did for the group was great. The atmosphere was, yeah, always relaxed and always funny because Jimmy tried a lot to keep us happy.
Sure, he managed to do that. We go to Highbury in the second leg. We're 1-0 up from your
Yes,
goal.
great.
We're 2-0 down. And you can see that 118th minute, Graham Kavanagh pumps it forward. Were
Yeah.
you at any point wanting to hit that ball, or were you just trying to leave it for Jason?
Now, it was a bit of a difficult ball, to be honest. But for me, it was the most important thing to get it in the net, to be honest. It doesn't matter it's me or Jason. And yeah, it was great. Look at the watch, 29th minute of
Yeah,
extra
exactly. Yeah,
time. That's great.
literally
You
the
can't
last kick.
ask for more, to be honest.
No, the
It
Arsenal
was
fans have
unbelievable.
been celebrating, haven't they, and giving it the sort of olays as they were knocking it around.
Yeah.
They 100% thought they were through. Paul Jewell
But for
does a
me,
run
of
down the
course,
touchline.
it's great that I scored the winner in the first leg, and I made yeah an impact in the second leg as well
Yeah.
for the
Did
goal.
you know at that point that we were through? Because there was some confusion in the stands as to whether it was
Yes.
going to penalties or whether we were through. Did the players know at that time?
No, not at that. Not right after the goal, actually. It came up a few seconds later, to be honest.
And off we go to Cardiff. What are your memories of the final? Obviously, the result didn't go our way on the day, but
No.
must have been a great experience for the players. It certainly was for the fans who our first major final.
Yes, definitely. Also, the build up for the finals. I remember that we went down to Cardiff 3 days before the final. We trained a couple of times down at Cardiff, and yeah, it was great. We had a great hotel, great setup before, and of course, I as a player, I play for that kind of yeah occasions. To be honest, of course, it was a bit of a shame that the new Wembley Stadium was not finished. But anyway, Millennium Stadium, it's a final, and it was a big, great stadium as well. And also the impressions will always stay in my heart and in my head, actually.
Yeah, it's a brilliant venue as well, Cardiff, and I think every Wigan fan enjoyed the day, even though the result didn't go our
Of
way.
course, yes.
But always a brilliant.
It went not our way, to be honest. You remember Mike Pollitt got injured after 12 minutes.
He did, yes.
Then we did, in the defense, we had a few mistakes, to be honest. It was actually easy goals for Manchester United, especially in the beginning. And of course, when you're losing and when you get back down at the results, it's very difficult get back against Manchester United like these days, to be honest, because if you look back on Manchester United these days, it was the best Manchester United ever.
Yeah, it was. The likes of Ronaldo, Rooney in the side. It was always tough to
The
play against.
Giggs, Coles, you
Yeah.
can't stop naming players actually.
No. We played them again sort of 8 days later on the Monday
Yes.
night. You put us 1-0 up in that game, but unfortunately we went on to lose 2-1.
Yeah, 92nd minute. 92nd minute we conceded
It was an own goal,
defeat.
wasn't it?
Wow.
After Pascal tried to clear it
Yeah,
after it
yeah.
hit the bar. Yeah, we had some tough times against Man United over the years.
Yes.
Till we finally beat them. Not a bad first season, which ended in the last ever game at Highbury.
Yep.
You had already scored against them in the League Cup. You'd almost assisted in the League Cup semi-final second leg, as we've just seen. And then when we go down to Highbury for the last ever game, you get yourself on the score sheet down there as well.
Yes.
Just popped in from that
free
kick.
Great free kick from Simo, and I went short on the first post, and it was great to scoring again. And at these occasions, it was my family was there as well, so it was. We were lucky, to be honest, to be the team who playing the last game at Highbury, and it was great experience.
What was it like in the build-up to that game? Was it different than a normal league game because of the occasion? Did that impact on us as a team? I know it would have impacted Arsenal, but did it impact us?
No, us, I don't think so. But it definitely impacted Thierry Henry because he was not happy with the result, and then he started to destroying us.
Yeah, he did. We went 2-1 up, didn't we? David
But
Thompson
it
scored.
was his last game as well for Arsenal, to be honest.
Yeah.
So
David
he moved
Thompson
then to Barcelona.
Yeah, David Thompson put us ahead, didn't he?
Yes.
Just after your goal.
Yeah.
So at one point we were winning. They had to win to get into the Champions League as well.
Yeah.
They against Tottenham. So it was a big
and then
occasion.
Thierry Henry was not open for that he's losing his last game at Arsenal, to be honest.
No, absolutely not. So we ended up losing the game 4-2, but it was a tremendous opening season in the league.
Yeah, definitely. There's nobody expecting it, to be honest.
No.
Especially what was very impressive was before I signed for Wigan Athletic. Remember Do you remember the position in the table at Christmas?
We'd have been fourth or fifth around about that,
Yeah,
would we?
it was unbelievable. And I watched the game against Manchester City, I think, at home. It was classic.
Yeah, Boxing Day.
Yeah, it was great.
Yeah, we had that
So
game
I
on in
could,
the
yeah,
supporters club a few weeks ago.
yeah,
Yeah, it was a good game. Yeah, it was a great season and some tremendous memories of obviously going to the big clubs. We expected one season as fans. We all thought we'll go
yes,
up, we'll get one season, let's
yeah,
enjoy it. And obviously, as you say, it was a great season. We move on to the second season, and it didn't go as well. Obviously, few issues with injuries throughout the season, which culminated in the Battle of Bramall Lane on the final game. We've talked about this before, but obviously we'll go through it again for the podcast. We're in the bottom three going into that final game, but of course it was a cup final. We win the game, we're safe no matter what happened anywhere else. We just had to win that game. What was the build up like in the squad going into that game? And you did a little bit of extra training before the game, didn't you?
yes. Um, I think what our situation was preferred instead of Sheffield United. We needed to win, so it was quite clear there is no draw enough, and of course no lose enough. We needed to win, and the funny thing was that Paul Jewell knew it. And the build up at the week, actually, we had every day training. We had a finishing exercise or more actually, because he was thinking, yeah, we need to train scoring goals,
Yeah.
and I took it for granted. I used just my left leg. I'm right-legged, legged actually, legged, and I just trained my left leg. And at the end of the week, actually, my colleagues came to me, Paul, what's wrong with you? You're just shooting with left. And I said, yeah, of course, I know what I do with right, but I don't know what I'm doing with left, you know. So that was my focus, that I gonna score for in that game because we need to win.
And what foot did you score the goal with?
Mentioned. Also, what do you think?
Here it is.
Yeah,
Mileski
great
out to
cross
Kevin
from
Kilbine. Great
Kevin,
cross.
and
And
bam.
left-footed.
Yes, great. Yeah, left-footed.
So the practice worked from the edge of
Was
the
one of
area.
my best. Was one of my best goal with my left foot actually. So
You've not
it
done
was
too
great.
badly there, really, because considering you'd only been training that week with your left leg, you've hit
Yes,
it from the edge of the area. So
and quite clinical to be honest. So
yeah,
I need
bottom
to agree.
corner.
Yeah.
Yeah. As we said before when we spoke, I always thought you scored the goal with your head. So
No.
yeah, until
Many of when I'm speaking about football and about scoring goals, they always think I just scored my goals with my head.
yeah. As they said the first time we spoke, I always thought it was a header that you scored with.
Yeah.
So, but it makes a better story that it was your left foot, doesn't
Yes. Yes.
it? We
Definitely.
you made on 145 games in your first spell with the club, scoring 14 goals, that being one of them. You also scored a goal down at West Ham.
Yeah.
Don't know if you remember
Yeah.
it.
That's great. Overhead kick.
Overhead kick, yeah. Which is a play. Where did that come out of the locker?
I don't know. Intrinsic. Actually, it came from my bottom of my heart. Yeah, but there was no other action. Yeah, used to be honest, or the possible. So I just tried it to be honest. But to be honest, the haircut is terrible.
Let's talk about your haircuts then, because as I said,
Oh my God.
we've
Yeah.
got a few pictures. You were iconic for your haircuts.
Yes.
This is the first one, as we said earlier, your debut, the blue and white stripes shaved into the side of your head. We then move on to
The red and blue.
This one, that's the last one. So the
No,
red and
thanks. Yeah,
blue,
yeah,
yeah. What's the story behind that one?
yes. It's showing the colors of my club and of my nation, country, as in my home nation,
Yeah.
red and white, no, normally actually. But if I have a look now on it, it looks terrible. I don't know what was wrong with me at that time, to be honest.
The West Ham one, which we've just seen, which was the
Yeah,
blonde
that
Mohican.
was that was really poor one, the West Ham one, because it came after this actually, because I needed to. No, it was not after this. It was early actually. This was later on. This was 2008, 9, to be honest.
Yeah.
No, 8, 9, yeah.
Yeah.
But I like this one. This is actually, it should show black and white thinking. That was the mentality of Austria. So we are just thinking in black or in white. There's no colorful thinking in Austria, and that was what I wanted to show off.
Yeah. So there was always a meaning behind your haircuts, then, was there?
Yes, mainly, yes. Of course. Do you know what I mean? The last picture. What's the meaning of the last
This one?
one? Yeah. Do you know the meaning?
Yeah. So this was obviously when you moved on from Wigan to West Brom,
Yes, it was
and
my
you
last game for Wigan Athletic. Yeah,
yeah.
my contract expired at the end of the season, and it was Hull City at home, and it was
Yeah.
the last game. And then I moved to Germany. No, not Germany. Sorry, to West
To
Bromwich.
West Brom, yeah.
Yeah.
Is that shaved into your head, or is it
No.
painted?
So this was the first hairs, or the first colors. They were not permanent.
Right.
With the thanks. This was the first time I did it. I didn't do it permanently.
So yeah, it's some colourful haircuts that you had,
Yes.
which, as I say, iconic for different hairstyles throughout your time with us. So yeah, as I say, 145 appearances in that first spell before you moved on to West Brom. How did the move come about? Why did you leave? You said though your contract was up. Was that your decision or the club's decision or a bit of both?
It was my decision, to be honest. Roberto Martinez was the manager, and I preferred to play in midfield. But Roberto planned for me just playing center back when I extending my contract, and that was then the personal reason for me not to extend the contract, to be honest, and yeah, trying a new challenge.
So similar, I guess, to Austria Vienna. You wanted to play in midfield. The manager
Yes,
wanted to play in defence, so you moved to
yeah,
a club where you could play in midfield.
yes.
How was your time at West Brom? You made 62 appearances down at West Brom. How was your time down there?
We had a great start, to be honest, under Roberto Di Matteo. We had a good spell at the beginning, but then we struggled a little bit. After Christmas, I think they got rid of Roberto and Roy Hodgson came in. And yeah, it was also a great time, not as successful as at Wigan Athletic, to be honest. But yeah, I was playing in midfield, and the main focus from West Bromwich Albion was to establish in the Premier League. You remember the situation; they were a yo-yo team. They always got relegated, promoted, relegated, and they wanted to stabilize actually the Premier League status, and that was the main focus. And yeah, they did so. Actually, that was the beginning of a spell of 9 seasons, I think.
You then, well, you actually played against Wigan for West Brom and scored, I think, didn't
Yes,
you, at the DW?
yes, we drew 1-1.
Yes.
Yes,
What was it like coming back? I think you got a pretty good reception from the fans, didn't you?
yes,
I don't think there was
yes.
any animosity towards you. How did you feel the first time you came back as a opponent?
Strange, to be honest. It was definitely strange, because I would say Wigan Athletic is my footballing home, especially on the on the island, to be honest. And it was definitely strange when we spoke about the history of me at Wigan Athletic, and of course I had a lot of experience and a lot of emotions and situations with Wigan Athletic, and I didn't celebrate after scoring.
No, I didn't think you would do. You moved on from West Brom back to Germany, or over to Germany, shall we say. How did that come about? Had you decided your time in England was up, or was there another reason why you ended up in Germany?
So the main reason was my family, and especially my kids, because our mother language is German. And my wife and me, we actually decided when we moved abroad that one time we moved back to Austria. And there was definitely a reason of for our kids learning German properly at school. So that's why after nearly 7 years in England, we decided going in a German-speaking area, to be honest.
Makes
And
perfect sense.
of course, trying a new challenge and a different football
So
as
you moved to
in Germany.
Hamburg.
Yes.
Not too many appearances there. You did
No.
sort of 12 months there, so
Yeah.
yeah. Was there injury involved, or was you just not sort of getting
Yes.
selected?
Yes. I got injured after 3 days at Hamburg, and it was quite a heavy. It was ligament damage in the knee, and it took 8 weeks to coming back. And at this time, I got brought in from Frank Arnezen. He's a former technical director of Chelsea, and he knew me from the time in England. And he signed me for helping for surviving actually in the Bundesliga. That Hamburg has no problems with a relegation fight. But after that injury period, we were quite stabilized in the table. We are mid-table team actually, and there was no need to bring me into the team. And on the other hand, there was a fight between Frank Arnezen and the manager. And because I got signed from Frank Arnezen, the manager did not count on me properly, to be honest. But in October, I got my chance because there were a few injuries and I was fit again. And I played my only game from the beginning against Freiburg. And I got sent off with 2 yellows in the 32nd minute. So that was it. So there was a tick, so bam. That was my time at Hamburg, to be honest. Then the manager didn't never gave me a chance again. And then Graham Jones called me in January.
Yes, your debut for Hamburg didn't go as well as your
Yeah.
debut for us, where you scored in the
Yes.
cup semi-final. Not quite the
Yes.
same.
Yes.
No.
Definitely.
As you say there, Graham Jones gives you a call, January 2013. You come back to the club on loan. Easy decision to make for you?
Yes. At that time, because I had no role at Hamburg, there was not a lot of thinking, and also I could answer Graham's most important question with a yes, because he asked me because of Ramirez got a crucial injury. They needed a center back, and the first question what Graham asked me was, "Are you gonna play center back for us?" And I said, "Yeah, of course. I'm getting older and I can't run anymore as hard as I did. So I prefer to be center back."
Yeah, so you came back and played in defence. We had a lot of injuries in defence that season. It
Yes.
felt like there was a different sort of centre-back partnership every week, as you say.
Yep.
Even Ramis got a bad injury. I think at one
Yeah.
point Antolin Alcaraz was out for a while, wasn't he?
Yes. And then
Um,
Gary Cadwell had his
Gary
problems with
Caldwell,
his
yeah,
hips and
yeah, pretty much missed most of the season, didn't he? When you came in, January, absolutely no views of us winning the FA Cup was that we went to Macclesfield and put a sort of second-ish team out, similar at Huddersfield. Then we get to Everton in the quarter-final. We're one step away from Wembley because obviously the semi-finals are played there. We put a strong side out, sell out Goodison Park. They were all excited. They thought easy win against, a bottom three team, and they're off to Wembley. Didn't quite go to plan for them though. We were dominant, weren't we?
Definitely. But I think the most important game was against Huddersfield because the positions when you're playing with a second team, more or less. That it's always difficult to win away against a championship team, to be honest. And we did a really great performance on this day. To be honest, we won 4-1. No doubt that we're going through. And I think that made us believe that we can do a really great job in this FA Cup, in this year's FA Cup. And of course, you mentioned Everton. We won the game in 3 minutes.
We did. I don't know what it felt like, obviously, as the players. In the stands, it felt like there was a real gap between the goals. It didn't feel as quick
Yes.
until you sort of get home and you watch the replay, or you read the thing the day after and you see the times of the goals. They were literally back to back, weren't they?
It was unbelievable. I always mention the story what my friend from Warrington told me. He has a friend. He was at that time a parcel provider, but who brought out the parcels actually. And he told me that he went out to deliver a parcel. And the score was 0-0, and he was an Everton supporter, And when he came back from delivering the parcel after 3-4 minutes, it was 3-0 for us. And he couldn't believe, to be honest, he couldn't believe.
No, it was.
I
As I say,
just delivered the parcel, I just delivered the parcel, and my favorite team is 3-0 down,
yeah. No, like I say, it felt like there was a gap between them, but like you say, it was straight from the kickoff. Phil Neville
Yeah.
passed to Carl Mack. Carl Mack made it
Bam, bam,
2-0,
bam.
and then yeah. We've talked before about the best players you've played with, and you mentioned Jordi Gomez as one of the best that you've played with at Wigan. His goal at Everton was brilliant,
Yeah.
wasn't it?
Yes, as clinical as it's like my left foot,
Well, yeah, it's similar area,
Nearly.
similar result, yeah.
And now, of course, Jordi was a great player for Wigan, and he did really well, especially at that game, to be honest. And yeah, it was a great performance from us all actually. And I remember when Dave Whelan came down to the field, for celebration, and he mentioned his dream, what he had before Everton. It was great, to be honest.
Was the big celebrations, because obviously we'd made it to Wembley for the semi-final, was the big celebrations after that win in the dressing room?
Yes, definitely. So it was more celebration than after the win, actually, to be honest.
Yeah. We get the draw. The draw comes, and the 4 teams in there, ourselves, obviously, Man City, Chelsea, Millwall. Everybody wanted Millwall, and we got Millwall.
Yes.
no, no disrespect, of course, to Millwall, but there was 2 very good Premier League teams, or a team in the Championship that were struggling in the Championship as well. You're obviously going to take that one, and we got Millwall. Was there any complacency in the squad because we got Millwall, or was everybody sort of as focused as you would be for any team?
Yes, I would agree that definitely from the Everton game, there was no doubt we want to get into the finals, to be honest, because this is a one-time chance, to be honest, and we need to go through it. and everybody was in front of the build-up of the Millwall game. Yeah, you could feel the energy and also actually the belief and the motivation and the focus that we got to the final.
We get to the final, 2-0 win against Millwall. We've still got a job to do in the league, of course, because we were struggling in the league. Did the focus amongst the squad change at all? Because obviously, I'm assuming everybody wanted to stay fit for the final, big occasion. Was there any, I don't know what the word is, did the mentality in the squad change at all with focus on Wembley, or was there still focus on each individual game? How did Roberto keep the squad focused?
Yeah, the situation was not easy, to be honest. Of course, because the Premier League status is vital for the club and also for the future of the club. And on the other hand, you have the biggest chance ever to winning a great trophy for the club and for the club's history, you know. And to be honest, I think we lost the Premier League status against Swansea at home. This was actually the decisive game
Yeah.
where we were, I think, 1-0 up, or we were actually winning, and then we conceded terrible goals, to be honest. And from there on, of course, you could feel focus on FA Cup, focus on getting a good feeling and a good energy from the FA Cup.
We'd had a few good results, hadn't we, leading into that Swansea game that you mentioned there. We'd gone to West Brom, your former club, and got a last-minute win with Karl Mack,
Yeah.
a 3-2 win there. And I think it felt at that point like we had Swansea midweek, which I think was our game in hand.
Yes.
And if we'd won
Yes.
that, we'd have got out the bottom three. And I
Yes.
think people at that
Yes.
point thought, we're going to stay up here. And then, as you say, that Swansea game came. I think we were in front. We were 1-0 up, and I think we were 2-1 up as well at one
Yes.
stage.
Yes.
And as you say, two disappointing goals. And at that point, then we were relying on other clubs, weren't we? Who obviously all played the day after the cup final and got the results they needed, unfortunately.
Yeah, and the draw was not on our side, to be honest, you know.
No, it wasn't. No, but I've not met a Wigan fan yet that would swap winning the cup
Yeah.
for staying up.
Yeah.
Winning the cup was the biggest moment in our history, and every fan,
Now
as I say, wouldn't swap.
we were discussing in a fitness room actually. I remember Mike Pollitt was there and a few other players. What would each player pick, winning the FA Cup or staying in the Premier League?
I
And
imagine
yeah,
most
it
said the
was
cup.
second. I mentioned winning the FA Cup, but
Yeah.
after getting relegated, then it was actually hard to take, very hard to take, to be honest. And if you remember, I didn't celebrate. I was not on the tour of honor because I couldn't handle it for me, to be honest, to got relegated the day before officially
Mm.
and celebrating the next day the FA Cup win. To be honest, it was an emotional roller coaster.
Yeah. It was a strange season as well, because usually the FA Cup would be the last match,
Yes,
and I think if
yes,
that had still been the case, it would have been different.
yes,
We'd
yes,
maybe have had,
definitely.
yeah,
Yeah.
we maybe have stayed up. Perhaps we'd have had a different
And of the other
focus.
on the other hand, we couldn't celebrate properly, to be honest, because
Yeah,
we had the game on Saturday. We had the next game on Tuesday against Arsenal, and it was the decisive game actually. And yeah, it was hard to take that Roberto said, yeah, we're going back down to Wigan and we are just allowed drinking orange juice.
yeah, not quite the celebration that most clubs have
No,
when they
no,
win the cup.
no.
Yeah, as I say, I don't think anyone would have swapped. And you talked about at the very beginning, you were in football to win trophies, and I would
Yes,
imagine most players are the same. You've all got a medal that you wouldn't have got a medal for staying up, but you've all got
yeah.
that FA Cup medal. Here's the goal. Being
Yes.
watched millions of times by Wigan fans all around the world.
Perfect timing.
Yeah, just as Sean's taking the corner, you hear the stadium announcer say 3 minutes of injury time. So it
Yes.
was literally 90 when he takes the corner. Here you come. You're the last man.
Yes, here I'm the last man of the pyramid. Yeah, great. Unbelievable.
And as you say, no better moment to score a winning goal in a cup
Yes.
final
Yes.
than the 90th minute. We've been probably the better side in the game, hadn't we? It wasn't a smash and grab. We played really well in that game.
Yes, definitely. As long the game went forward, we were really good into the game, especially second half. To be honest, we had great situations, and I think it was a well-deserved win. To be honest,
We played them before in the league about 2 or 3 weeks before, haven't we?
yes,
And should have won that game and lost with
yes.
a late
A
goal.
stunner, a stunner from Tevez, Carlos
Yeah, it was.
Tevez.
Yeah,
Yeah, it was actually my fault. I let him shoot.
we'll let you off. I don't know if you've seen this version of the goal. So this was recorded by a fan in the crowd. So it's got the build up as well because it's potential penalty here as well.
Yep, yep.
So everyone appeals for the penalty. The referee, big decision to give a penalty in the 90th minute
Yes,
in an
yes,
FA Cup
yes,
final, isn't it?
yes.
He gives a corner. 90. Is it as a defender? Is there a sort of thought of, well, we need to stay back here because let's not put
No,
too much pressure on
no,
scoring, or
no, not really.
so that the gentleman you can see there, the old gentleman there, watch his
Yeah,
reaction to the goal. It's priceless. So Maloney takes the corner.
yeah, and bam. It's great.
We've not got the sound on, but the gentleman there just keeps screaming, "How long's left? How long's left? How long to go?
Yeah,
How long to
yeah,
go?" There you go. You could. How
yeah.
long to go? How long to go?
That's great.
So yeah, that's what it meant to the fans when that goal went in.
Yes,
And as I said, most Wigan fans probably the greatest moment of their
yes,
Wigan Athletic supporting lives. And you were a part of that. Unfortunately, we go down, as you say, a few days later, and it did sour it a little bit. Um, but yeah, obviously he was only on loan, so you then move on after that. Where did your
yeah.
career go from there?
Yeah, it was. I had another year left at Hamburg, and I went back to Hamburg because, yeah, of course, I wanted to be successful at Hamburg as well. And I thought I'm coming back with a great status, winning the FA Cup with Wigan. But yeah, at the end, yeah, I needed just play mind games with the manager. And at the end of the days, we canceled the contract in August because there was, yeah, no, let's say, trustable connections anymore.
Did you retire at that stage, or
Yes, because I thought, should I go on actually, or just finish with a high and with the FA Cup win actually, and yeah, and I stopped actually my active career.
what a way to end? 2 spells at the club, an FA Cup win. I'm not sure if you're aware, you're third on our Premier League appearances.
Mm-hmm.
According to this list, 159. Do you know who's above you?
Boise, definitely.
Boise's number 1, yes.
And number one, and second, that's a good question. Is it Jordi?
No,
No?
he didn't
Is
play in the
that
cup final because he
he
was injured.
didn't play in the cup final? Was it Minor?
Nairo
Minor
Figueroa,
Figueroa,
yes.
yes.
Yeah.
How many
So,
does he have?
uh, Boise was 194, Maynor was 179, and you were 159.
Okay.
So third, and you're also fifth on the list of goal scorers in the
Wow,
Premier League.
great.
Above Boise on that one, above Geordie.
Yeah.
So you'd scored 14 Premier League goals. Geordie scored 10. So
Okay. Yeah.
above him on that list. And to be fair, you're only behind the strikers: Hugo, Henri Camara, Emil Heskey, and Charles Nzogbia.
Wow. No, that's great.
So yeah,
I never had a look on that statistic, to be honest.
the highest scoring non-striker
Yeah.
in our Premier League history. There you go. And obviously
Yeah,
one
I
of the most
remember,
important goals.
but I need to mention it was the second season what we spoke about the last game, but in this season I scored my first double against Everton.
Yes.
A double score. So yeah, but I got the injury as well. I was out for 3 months from December till beginning of March.
Speaking of Everton, actually, you just reminded me of something. You had a clash with Duncan Ferguson, didn't you, when we played
Yes,
Everton?
great.
What happened? What did you say to him to get that reaction?
No, he's a very tough player, and he always put his elbow right here in my neck, And after a while, I just reacted on it and said, I said in German or in Austrian, gescheißen, also fuck off in German, But I think he misunderstood. And then, yeah, he punched me. So I thought, okay, is that English football?
Yeah, so here it is. It's obviously the famous picture of Jimmy sort of looking at him and
Yes,
saying,
yes.
are you okay? Because it was just out of
Okay.
absolutely nothing. It was a corner, came in. I think we got a free kick, didn't
Yes,
we?
totally.
Or a goal
Yeah.
kick. So here it is.
That's great. The Jimbo. And now Jimmy.
There you go. So yeah, so that's you saying to him, you're always
Fuck
elbowing
off
me
in
and
Austrian,
telling him where to go in
Just
Austria. Yeah,
scheißig. Okay, scheißen, yeah.
brilliant. Paul, thanks so much for your time.
You're
It's been
welcome,
brilliant
Adam. You're
chatting to you.
welcome.
An absolute icon
Yeah,
of the club.
I wish Wigan Athletic all the best to survive this season, to be honest. Hopefully Graham Barrow finds the right way
Fingers
to
crossed.
get the points on the sheet. And yeah, I'm looking forward to coming back again.
I was going to say, you've
And
been over
visit.
a few times. You're always obviously
Yes.
welcome when you do come. Have you got any plans to come over before the end of this season, or will it be next year?
Not yet, but let's see. I'm still in contact with Jake Campbell, actually, head of
the
academy,
academy.
because also of Paul Pius, of my son. So let's see. Uh, should be definitely this year coming back anytime.
It would be great to see you, and we may see young Paul make his
Yes, let's see.
Wigan debut at some point.
Yes,
Brilliant.
great.
Thank you very much, Paul. It's been great speaking with you.
Bye bye. Thank you.